podcast from Roy Bean and Today, this is our first episode. We're going to be talking about the first story in the Bible. We're going to be talking about the creation story. So, today we are here with our guest. Hello, Pluto. Pluto Yellow. Yes, he has been doing Bible studies for a long time now, and yeah. So he's here with us today. Hello. Hello. Yes. So we will be talking about the creation story with Pluto, and yes. So yes. So we will. I think we should read the passage from the Bible. We'll read the creation for the first 3 days, and then the first 3 or 4 days, and then we will talk about that. I've got it pulled up on my phone here. Yes. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and the darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered into one place, and let dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit, trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind on the earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the third day. So that's the first 3 days. And I kind of like how God was. I always find it hard to understand that God is always there. He was always there. No one created him. He was always there. And yes, it's hard to imagine that he was never not there. So he was always there. And yeah, so I just find it really hard. Yeah, I've always found that really hard too, to imagine. And it's just been, yes, it's very interesting. And yes, so do you know how I like the authority that he had to just say things, and the things happened, and things just happened when he said them. And I just really like the way things, and it was really interesting how the land just appeared. I just like how everything appears. And some like children's translations, God just says, "Hello seas, hello land, hello light," and it appeared. But that's not what happened. He just told it to appear. He just did that. How did he just suddenly come up with the idea? I think I should make the world. He was just sitting there in the air. The Spirit of God was just sitting there, and he said, "Let there be light." It's kind of weird. He just suddenly decides to say it. Yeah, I've noticed that. And it's, yes, I've noticed that before. Do you know, like, It's very interesting. Let me pull the Bible up again. And this is from the fourth day onward. And God said, "Let there be light in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days, and for years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the fourth day. And God said, "Let creatures swarm with swarms of living creatures. Let water swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, and with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening and there was morning the fifth day. Should I read the next day? I think I'll just leave it at that. So, yes, I just find it very, like how wouldn't it have been strange to be there when the earth was created? You're just there, and then suddenly it's really bright out, and suddenly there's night and there's day, and then suddenly there's land and different seas, and then suddenly there's animals and birds. Yeah, that is very interesting. Just very interesting. I noticed that too, and yeah, it's just, I just like how everything just appeared. It's kind of strange. Yeah, it's very interesting. And, yes, so, and then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kind, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed, that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day. So that's the sixth day. Mostly everything happened on the sixth day. He created man on the sixth day. Yes, yes, I like how he created man in his own image, so we have a vague idea of what God looks like, because he created man in his own image, and he created male and female. But, yes. So, yeah, So, yes, that was today. We have one more little bit to read. This is a very important part. Just quickly read it. This is Genesis chapter 2. "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from the work that he had done in creation. So that is a very important part of human history, because that is when God rested. So we need to rest, because God made that day holy, because he rested after all that time. It was probably a Saturday, but we usually have our rest on Sunday. But yeah, but the Jews would have had it on Saturday. Yes. So yes. I think we've got one more part to read, actually. Yeah, we do. We have to read the creation of man and woman. So, these are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created. In the day that the Lord God made the earth and heavens. When no bush of the field was yet in the land, and no small plant of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the land, there was no man to work the ground, and a mist was going up from the land, and watering the whole face of the ground. Then the Lord God formed the man of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living creature. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made to spring up every tree that is pleasant to the sight of good, and good for food. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and there divided and became 4 rivers. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one that flowed around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. Bdellium and onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one that flowed around the whole of the land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Tigris, which flows east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, You may surely eat of every tree of the garden, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. So, he's just created Adam, the man, and he's created a man, and he created him out of dust. Yes, and so if we're made out of dust, if our inhabitants were made out of dust, we may as well to dust return. So of dust we are made, and to dust we will return. So, yes, and yes, But then the next bit is another very important part of the thing. Then the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him. Now out of the ground the Lord God had formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. And the man gave names to all the livestock, and to the birds of the heavens, and to every beast in the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and while he slept, he took one of the ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman and brought her to the man. And the man said, This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of a man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother to hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one in flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked, and they were not ashamed. So one thing I noticed was that they were made to work together. So they were made to work together. I'm not going to read chapter 3 because that's the fall. That's not about the creation. So yeah, I did notice that they were made to work the ground. So it's not as according to, because I've been reading about the Civil War in America, in the U.S., the United States, and the South had lots of slave trading. Did lots of slave trading, and the North didn't like that. So people were supposed to work for themselves, not to have slaves to do that. God created that in the Bible. So sadly, people aren't Christian, so they don't know that. But we were created to work, as it says in chapter 3, which we're not going to read today, but as it says in chapter 3, we are supposed to work. So it's kind of, so that's where the slave trading, why slave trading was bad fits in. Yeah, but we don't need to go into detail about that. No, we don't. So yes, so we will see you next time. And thanks for listening or watching. And yeah, we will see you next time. And thanks for listening to the first episode of